State Senator Greg Steube has his way. Changing your clocks could be a thing of the past. The Florida State Senate and House might consider bills to eliminate daylight savings time. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick explains.
Sarasota Senator Greg Steube started the conversation, and now in just 3 months, Florida could join the list of 3 other states that'll never have to spring ahead or fall back ever again. It all started right here at the Braden River Barber Shop.
Get it off your ears?
Yep.
All right, you got it.
Caitlin Dryman and one of her clients were talking about how much they hate daylight savings time. And in walks State Senator Greg Steube.
He happened to come in that day to get a haircut, and it was kind of like, hey, what can we do? Or what can you do, I should say. Because everyone hates it. Is it a possibility? You know, we were picking his brain about it.
Senator Steube said he'd look into it for them, and he did.
So I filed the bill, and I've been amazed at how much the public is in support of doing away with changing the clocks back.
Flash forward a few weeks when we first aired a story about Senator Steube's daylight savings bill. Dryman had no idea how far her idea had gone until she looked up at the TV.
We're like, no way. We were just giving him a hard time and picking his brain. We didn't think that he would actually go through with it.
Today, the daylight conversation comes up at the barber shop all of the time.
When it happens is when you hear about it the most.
Andy Butler has his fingers crossed that this bill will become the real deal.
It's something that has annoyed me since I was a little kid. I grew up here in Florida.
The team has a consensus. They want summer hours all year long.
We don't close until 5 o'clock, and by the time you get home and get dinner made and actually get time to sit down and relax with your family, it's pitch black and you can't do anything fun outside.
Plus, Dryman says it'll be easier on her kids.
I have 3 kids, and it's interesting for the first week after the time change, either direction, to kind of plan and get everybody on the same schedule.
Butler sees the elimination of daylight savings time as a cost saver for businesses and organizations like Braden River Little League.
Daylight savings time, they spend, I think it's about 45 extra per field per hour. So this daylight savings thing costs the Little League, just the Little League, it costs them about an extra $200 a night.
For Steube, it's about tourism.
Businesses, especially in the tourism industry, have said that it should be beneficial to them because the daylight and at the end of the day will still have that time, and more people will have the opportunity to go out and do things where they otherwise may not feel comfortable doing it because it would be dark outside.
Visit Sarasota doesn't see it making a huge difference because of the amount there is to do inside and outside on the Suncoast.
One of the great aspects about Sarasota is there is so much to see and do, whether it's daytime or nighttime, and the sunset's always going to set on a beautiful beach no matter what time of day it is.
History shows that daylight savings time started during World War I. Many people assume it went into effect for the farmers, which couldn't be further from the truth. Most farmers actually opposed it because they needed the sun to dry the dew from their crops before they could harvest them. Daylight savings was actually established as an effort to conserve fuel needed to produce electricity. Today, Arizona, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico do not recognize daylight saving time. And Florida could be next. Senator Steube was first to file a daylight savings bill back in November. Now the State House has followed suit. Representative Jeanette Nunes filing a bill in December to keep daylight savings time all year long.
This certainly is not a political issue, which is refreshing.
Steube says he's heard from some Floridians on the Panhandle that they'd like to be a part of the Eastern time zone, not the Central time zone. He says that could be a part of this change as well, although it is not currently a part of either bill.
I don't see anyone really voting against it. So as long as the chairmen of each committee that it's referred to are happy in bringing it up, I think it could actually happen.
And to think, a conversation at a small town barber shop could shape the future of the entire state.
Obviously, we want to thank Greg for listening to our voices and hearing what the people truly think.
Both bills will be considered during the 2018 legislative session, which starts on January 9th. As it stands right now, Florida is scheduled to spring ahead on March 11th. Senator Steube is confident that will be the last time Florida residents ever have to change their clocks. Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.